That's right. It's episode 95. Are you sure about that?
That's what you wrote in the thing.
No, I don't. I think that's from last episode. I don't think we wrote anything in the last one.
We fail every freaking time.
Yeah, this is episode 96.
Okay, 96. 95 plus 1. That's what we're doing today.
Here we are.
Wow, what a good start to a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, way to...
I mean, we've looked like we've done it 95 plus 1 episodes, right? Got our act together.
You would think we'd have our act together.
What's up, RJ?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Yeah, just a good September. Good September. Erie Tigers play tonight.
Are you going?
No,
Oh.
but they are playing tonight.
They are playing
I'll
tonight.
probably watch them on Erie Tiger
And the
Network.
Buffaloes play on Saturday morning.
We got Prime in the house.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a good first game. What was better, the burritos or the game?
The game?
What were they? Those tamale bites?
The
The
jalapeno
pepper-
popper
yeah.
things? The game.
Or the game?
The game.
Was
Cinnamon rolls? It's close tie.
Lamar's or the game?
The Lamars were... I didn't want to tell Noah. Hopefully he doesn't listen to the podcast.
I don't know if he does.
But he bought them the day before.
Yeah.
And they were a little on the stale end.
That's why
It
you
was not a
microwave
good
them.
representation of Lamar's.
15 seconds.
Okay. I
When
failed
the-
then because it
the-
was like, oh, okay.
That's really
And
funny.
I don't...
He was by it the night before. He didn't want to make
I
the
know,
drive.
yeah, because he didn't want to drive all the way back out to Louisville.
It is so far to get to Lamar's.
It is.
It is the best, though.
Is
the
it
best.
though?
On a Saturday morning at 8:30 in the morning, you order it and you eat it there. That is the best donut you can have in Colorado.
Agree to disagree.
Why Krispy Kreme?
Because it's just so fluffy and crispy.
No. Here's the thing. My hometown, Krispy Kreme came in. Donut Stop. No one ever let Donut Stop go out of business.
Yeah.
And they destroyed Krispy Kreme, and Krispy Kreme left within 2.5 years.
Okay. Well, I should have to try Don't Stop then, apparently.
Well, you have. I've brought them many times.
Have you?
From Emerald
Oh,
to
really?
you. Yes.
Okay.
I've delivered them to your house.
Oh, yeah.
The day
There's a
of,
new one down by where I work. I don't know what name it is. It just
Yeah.
says donuts. And they have a cronut.
Is it a 5280 then?
Oh, it might be.
Because
I
they
know.
don't usually do the sign. They just say donut.
It might be. I don't know.
5280.
But a couple of my guys got them and brought them in the other morning, and they were really good. Cronut. Croissant donut.
Krispy Kreme plain donut when it's hot is one of the best.
I think their cream filled are good, though, too.
Well, yeah, you're the expert on cream filled. I never eat cream filled donuts.
Well, then you're missing out on life.
No, I'm not. Because I like old fashioned.
You haven't lived to the fullest.
And a regular donut.
I will give you that the old-fashioned at Lamar's are very good.
Oh, chocolate old fashioned.
I just think their raised
awesome.
donuts are like, they're okay. They're just not my favorite.
That's where this is where we've come to agree. I don't ever order a raise.
Yeah.
It's either chocolate covered
Yeah.
regular or chocolate covered old fashioned.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's
all right.
That's a really good donut.
I can agree on that.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
but Coach Prime is in the house
Yeah.
beating TCU.
That was pretty incredible.
That was pretty incredible.
As a lifelong Buffs fan who grew up in and around Boulder, I was like, wow, we're back.
Yeah, we'll see you in Nebraska. He instituted the rule of no wearing red on campus that week up.
Do you really?
Yeah, totally. How fun is that?
That's-
The old McCartney rule.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be a big rivalry. I
Yeah.
remember it being like a big deal.
Do you remember the first time I came to Colorado in Estes Park? There used to be 2 Nebraska stores. You remember that?
Yeah.
There was a season where there was
Yeah.
2 Nebraska stores in Estes
Yeah,
Park.
because all the tourists came from like Nebraska.
Yeah. I just remember that fondly. I thought that was so
Being
funny.
how silly it is. to
Yeah,
have
yeah. 2 stores. not
2
one,
stores in Nebraska. In Colorado.
that have
about
Nebraska swag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
that was hilarious. Yeah, but the Erie Tigers are set up pretty well as well for the season.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how their season goes.
Yeah, and we got Erie softball, not to mention the great Addie, who's going to crush it.
Is it her senior year?
Senior year. As of last week, she was leading in home runs.
Wow.
Yeah. She hit a few out at Metro State just a few
At a
weeks
tournament?
ago. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Erie Tigers tournament.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they're making a run to state this year. This is possibly the year they get over the hump and actually
They
win
get back
state.
to state again.
Yeah. Like this, they win it.
Yeah.
I think
This is the
this,
year.
you know, if you're going to tune into Dads of Erie Tigers.
The
network,
unofficial, official Erie Tiger Network.
I think the girls' team has a better chance of winning state than the boys' football team.
I will agree with that, and that's kind of always the way it's been.
Hey, the boys.
I mean, the
have been
boys
there.
did well,
The
but
boys have been there
the
in our lifetime.
girls, yeah.
That's really funny.
I have some sad news though.
What's that?
Did you hear who died?
Oh man,
Jimmy Buffett.
someone said that he'll finally get that flip flop fixed in heaven. That busted flip flop.
R.I.P. to Jimmy Buffett.
Dude, I love Jimmy.
I know.
I love Jimmy Buffett a lot.
It's sad.
It is sad. Did your dad listen to him?
No, not really. My dad was
Really?
more of a classic rock kind of guy, like the Eagles,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, my dad listened to him. That he introduced me to Jimmy.
Yeah.
He wasn't a parrot head like some dads.
Yeah, there's some,
but
yeah.
I
Lived
definitely
lived
got a
that
few
Jimmy
albums.
Buffett life, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got introduced by my dad.
Yeah.
Some really good. What was your favorite Jimmy Buffett song?
I think Cheeseburger in Paradise,
Yeah.
but I also love the chorus of Volcano.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Those are good ones.
That's really cool. I like Pirate Look at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really 200 years too late, man.
I had heard a story that he either owned a key or he owned something on like one of the Florida keys, and he would be there, and you could order drinks and have them delivered to your boat that was docked out, like
out
or
there.
out
yeah,
there.
Yeah, totally. You know, it's sort of interesting because, media it portrays him, and he's going to be portrayed as like just. He just looked like he lived a great life.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, he
just
literally was
looked
on
like-
vacation as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like that's what he sold. It was a
Caribbean-
lifestyle of Caribbean vacation every day.
Even more than like Hemingway did.
Yes.
Like that was sort of interesting.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, early 2000s, there's a great 60 Minutes on Jimmy Buffett. You can find it on
I bet you
YouTube.
can find it on YouTube, yeah.
It's the time he got shot down by a government in the Caribbean, mistaken for a drug runner.
Hey,
So funny. Live to tell the tell.
I think he wasn't his boat named Rum Runner, which
Yeah,
is funny.
totally,
Yeah.
But it's just like, how does a man live that type of life? This is he just like found his way into that.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
It
Our
is.
actually good friend Thomas was on the other podcast I do with him. He was telling me he was at Red Rocks and saw Jimmy Buffett.
That would have been cool.
And I was like, if you were going to see Jimmy Buffett, where's the two places you would see him?
Like
on the beach,
Yeah.
somewhere in the
Yeah,
Caribbean,
somewhere in Florida,
Or-
the Keys or
yeah,
somewhere. Yeah.
or Red Rocks.
Or Red Rocks. Yeah.
You don't want to go see him in like Madison Square Garden.
No, I don't even know if he would do that. Really,
I think
I'm sure he
sold
probably
out.
did, but
I'm
yeah.
sure he sold out Madison.
Yeah, it would be not the place to do it.
Yeah, or like the Pepsi Center. You don't want to
No, I want to
No.
see Jimmy Buffett outdoors.
with his flip flops on.
Yeah, with all the other parrot heads.
How many Hawaiian shirts do you think that man owned in his lifetime?
Oh, thousands. Do you think he ever wore the same one? That's the real question.
Oh, that's a really
Or did he have like a new one every day?
right?
Because I bet you companies probably send them to him all the time too. Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
wear our shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder how often he actually put socks on and with shoes too. I know as he got
I
older,
think he shows up to a board meeting for like Margaritaville resorts or whatever, and
he's a flip
still
flop.
got flip flops on.
I'm sure he did.
yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, if you think about the empire of what they created around him, it's
I
pretty
wonder how
impressive.
much of that is like truly his, or did he sell off the names
Yeah,
at times? Like
something.
his because the Margaritaville has restaurants, the cruise, and resorts now.
right? Which
Like-
are really good resorts.
Is that all his, or is it like some company that he set up, or is it some company that like bought his name essentially?
I don't know, but Margaritaville resorts get really great reviews.
We looked at one the other day and it looked awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it just makes sense
Yeah,
to build that whole brand around that lifestyle.
that's what yeah.
Yeah,
You go like when we go to Florida, which we're going to do in a week or two here. It's like every restaurant's playing Jimmy. It's in the mix.
Yeah.
Or they have a Jimmy Buffett impersonator, or they have somebody singing Jimmy Buffett.
right.
Like, it's that lifestyle
Yeah, it
on
is
the
that
beach.
I was telling actually Thomas that my only time I ever ate at Cheeseburger in Paradise was on Maui on my honeymoon, which was pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
And with the sunset, even it was
There you
pretty
go.
sweet. We got that, and then we got Shave Ice, which I actually hear now Colorado has gotten a few shaved ice,
Like a
places.
real shave ice place,
Yeah.
not just Kona Ice,
not just Kona, but
like the real deal.
the real Hawaiian.
Oh,
And for me, it has to have a scoop of ice cream in the bottom.
that is
That is-
game changing
That is a Hawaiian snow cone, if that's happening.
with the ice
right?
cream underneath it.
Yeah. You just don't put cream on top. You put ice cream down below. Anyways, that's what my view is on that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about something else. What about our boys have been lately into this Nintendo Switch?
Yeah,
game?
I bought a Switch a while ago, but you bought
Yeah.
one recently.
Yeah, over the summer.
And then now some of our other friends are getting them.
Yeah. What do you think about the Switch? Have you played it?
Yeah,
how does
I
it
mean,
compare to Xbox?
I think it's like when the Wii came out,
Yes.
and the Wii, like, because at the time the Wii was out, so was the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 or 3 or whatever
Right.
we were on. It's more about like kid-friendly games,
Right.
family games, and like the classics.
Right.
And that's the way the Switch is too.
Yeah.
It's like, because I remember when the Wii came out, it was so cool to go play like Wii Golf
Oh,
or
yeah.
Wii
you
Sports
do
or whatever with
Wii
your friends.
bowling
Yeah,
one night. Yeah.
that's how kind of the Switch
Or
is right now.
Guitar Hero was
Yeah.
really great on the Wii.
Because there's classics like on the Switch, you have like Mario Kart,
Right.
and it's a new version, but it's super awesome. It's like the classic,
Right.
and you can play like some of the old games if you get the right package or whatever.
Right.
And then you can get newer games, but like you don't get like doesn't have like Call of Duty or
Right.
I don't know, whatever racing. It
Yeah.
doesn't have Gran Turismo or
It does have Zelda.
it has so it has some big games, but it doesn't have like the big ones.
Right.
And if it gets one, it's kind of a lesser version or it's
Right.
like a whatever. So
Modified. Yeah.
I think it's kind of for our kids' age. I think it's perfect. I think there will come a day, probably about 5 years, where our kids will be begging us for whatever the newest Xbox or PlayStation is,
Yeah.
and to switch out from the Switch.
Yeah.
Because they'll want to play it like their friends will be playing Call of Duty or whatever.
Right. I think of all the systems I ever played, Xbox seems to be my favorite one.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed the Xbox.
I like the PlayStation had the best graphics, but the Xbox always had the best experience.
I never noticed a difference. But
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the controller.
Yeah, the controller.
Then I have a
was
hard
the
time
best.
switching back and forth.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
No doubt. But yeah, I think the Switch is.
I think it's
really
super
family
fun.
friendly.
And it's cool because it's portable.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Like, because that's not that there's no.
can't do
I mean,
that with
I guess
that.
you could with an Xbox if you had enough.
They do make carrying cases. For
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
But
For your,
like, you could truly like on a road trip, rig it up in the van. However,
yeah.
kids could play it with the remotes,
Right.
like it's like you're at home.
Yeah.
you
totally.
know.
No doubt.
So it's kind of cool too. And it's kind of like how the Wii was like. It was like the first time we all jumped into motion controllers,
Right.
and like they did it first. Did they do it the best? Probably not. And it's kind of like the portable thing too. Like
Right.
they're the first to say, "Hey, how about portable and at home?"
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing the next Xbox will have some way to play remote
Yeah.
or
totally.
portable or whatever.
Portable. That's interesting. But like with the Nintendo Switch, I think I enjoy some of those games, and I appreciate that they're not like super violent or
Yeah,
super.
that's what I mean. I think
yeah,
they focus
corrupt,
more on
yeah.
like the less. They're not. You're not going to be playing Call of Duty. You're not going to be playing
But Fortnite is on there.
Fortnite is, but that's not really violent.
Yeah, that's not really.
I mean, in a
That's not-
cartoonish way, but there's
yeah.
no blood. There's no
No.
like
No.
when you're getting hit. It's not like you're like
Yeah,
you know.
totally.
It's not because what's the other one? Player Unknown, PUBG, whatever that
Yeah.
battle. It's like Fortnite where you're like playing as like a brawl,
Yeah, totally.
but it's more realistic. It's more like Call of
Yeah.
Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty is fantastic,
Yeah, it's super fun, but it's totally like at our kids' age right
Yeah.
now, it's only a dad game.
and only that
Yeah.
game. It's sort of interesting too. I've heard that the majority of the market and money spent in this market comes from males over 30.
I'm not surprised by that.
Just because
We're all trying to
of
relive our childhoods, and we have disposable income.
disposable income, late nights, things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
We have the time now to play video games.
yeah, and it's sort of funny if you thought about it years ago. Our dads didn't play video games.
No, in fact, my dad like couldn't. Like he get like motion sick and just
Yeah,
like he couldn't figure it out.
right. But since we grew up with them in our childhood,
We actually know how to play, and we don't
Yeah.
like it. Doesn't bother us. Yeah.
yeah, and we still play them, which
Yeah.
is sort of funny
It
if
is
you think
funny.
about it like that. It's sort of like the computer too. Like, we can get on a computer and that
Navigate it, but like our parents struggle a little more,
yeah, and our grandparents really
and
struggle
our grandparents really struggle.
with the computer.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
I wonder what the thing will be that our kids look back and be like, my dad can't do
Well,
virtual reality. Because
yeah,
I've played it, and it's not like my favorite thing, but I don't get motion sick or anything. But I could totally see how some people would be like, "Whoa, okay, nope."
That's
You
super
know?
interesting. Yeah, it's sort of like our kids when they were toddlers would touch our TV, and you're like, it's not a touchscreen. And they're like, why isn't it a touchscreen?
Yeah, because they were used to our phones or our
yeah,
tablets.
yeah. And so that's just sort of building the impetus for whatever it is
For
next.
probably the next
Yeah.
generation of TVs that will be touchscreen or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
totally. Or hologrammed, which would be sweet.
that would be cool.
Yeah, we also have to talk about Disney has released Ahsoka finally.
I know. I haven't watched it yet, but you have.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Where does this fit in the timeline? That's what I.
It's between, so far as I can tell, and what I've read,
Yeah.
if it's in between season 2 of Mandalorian and season 3
Okay.
at this point.
Because wasn't she around in like the Clone Wars?
She was Anakin's Padawan,
Padawan.
but
Okay.
he never finished training her.
because he went
Yeah,
over
right.
66.
Yeah, totally. But like, it's sort of interesting because as more shows come out, and it's sort of like the Marvel, more people have opinions on them. Like they're ruining it. It's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, people, it's just Star Wars.
It's just entertainment.
I was a kid that only had 3
Star Wars movies.
and
Now we have 9 Star Wars
plus
movies
shows
plus all these shows plus the,
cartoons
and the break-off movies.
It's just awesome.
It's true.
Like anytime Star Wars is on, it's a good day.
Yeah.
And you know what? They can do whatever they want with storylines, and I might have opinions.
That's true. I'm
about
sure
it.
the hardcore people have very good, very strong opinions on it.
The only thing is the writing of the High Republic was supposed to be written to teens, but it is very, very. I would never let a teen read it.
Is it just violent or
No, it's sort of societal fringe that they're trying to introduce to teens,
Oh, okay.
which is sort of weird.
That was weird.
And I wish they've ruined those book series.
That's too bad.
I know, because you remember they swept all the historical stuff that had ever been written and started over.
Yeah.
And the High Republic is like, I just keep reading things like, why would teens read this? This is awful. It's it's just
Teens these days,
Yeah.
You're saying?
Anyways, but we've actually watched Ahsoka, and you have to watch actually the Rebels, the TV cartoon,
Yeah.
first.
To kind of understand.
What's going on?
Well, okay.
And that actually is probably the best Star Wars cartoon I've ever watched.
And I've heard that from multiple people.
Rebels.
Like even hardcore Star Wars people, they're like, that is where it's at, is Rebels.
Yeah, Clone Wars is okay.
Yeah.
Rebels is like
Where it's at.
fantastic. So, and I never watched cartoons like that. And besides Phineas and Ferb, which we've never talked. Have we ever talked?
We
about
talked about it, yeah.
Gosh, Phineas and Ferb
I know.
is the best.
It is.
Like if you're 99 years old, you still
You
appreciate
still would
Phineas.
find Phineas and Ferb funny.
Yes, is that good?
My kids don't think it's that funny though. That's the weird thing.
Really?
Yeah, I tried watching with them, and they're like, "Okay."
My
Like, they-
10-year-old thinks it's hilarious.
No,
It might be a little
maybe it's a
preteen
little
humor.
too over the head.
Yeah. But my preteen also was reading Calvin and Hobbes, all 4 volumes.
Well,
of
that's why. Yeah, my son is. Yeah,
And she said, finally, she's like, oh, this is like Phineas and Ferb. I was like, oh, that's super interesting.
it is like the same humor.
Yeah, same humor.
Yeah,
Which is great.
it is.
It was really great.
It
It's sort of funny how that works out.
is.
But, as a dad, you're always looking for shows you can watch as a family. That
Yeah,
you
with
enjoy.
them. Yeah, because otherwise, like, what did they watch the other day? Then I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. There's some things that I just walk
Yeah,
out. I'm like,
No,
yeah.
I'm good. You guys
I'd rather
also-
go mow the yard than
Yeah,
watch this.
I got stuff I can do.
Yeah. Totally. Do you remember your parents like leaving the room when you were watching movies because they were bored to death?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we watched some pretty bad '90s.
Oh
parent-
yeah.
Like, yeah,
The other thing we were talking about the other day was I was with Nate,
yeah,
and we were talking about how like our kids will never understand. Like you got to watch one thing because that was what you had from either Blockbuster or what was on TV
Friday night,
whatever what the movie
Pizza
was,
and
or yeah,
Blockbuster.
like it wasn't like. Because I've left them where they're like watching one thing and then I turn around and they're watching something else and I'm like, what happened? Like, well, we didn't like that. You
Yeah.
know, like that's a different world too. Like
That is a very different world.
ADD, TV ADD.
Right. We had to suffer through some.
It was like,
crap.
I'm going to sit through the whole movie because I don't have anything better to do and
This
I
is
don't have
the
another
movie of the
option.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom bought this.
Mom got this at Blockbuster, or it's what's on TV.
Right. About 10 years ago, Longmont still had a video rental place
Really?
that they did memberships. It was like $2.99.
That's awesome.
And you could go rent a movie a week. How funny is that? DVD.
I wonder if that'll be like the next thing that like comes back. It's
Oh.
like, hey, like you
Oh.
know,
Yeah.
like things, as things kind of come back.
Well, it makes sort of sense when you think about everyone limiting movies on certain platforms because they own rights to certain things.
Yes.
That you can go get a movie.
That a physical copy has less limitations.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is sort of interesting that like Redbox is still in front of
McDonald's.
King Soopers.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't noticed because I haven't like looked for it.
I mean, yeah.
Because anymore, you can also just buy it on Amazon
Yeah, you can
for
rent
like,
it for
or
99
rent
cents.
it, or rent it for $1 or
Yeah.
$3 or whatever. Yeah.
Well, sometimes, and then you end up doing HD for $7.99. That's the Jay Ewing style.
Yeah.
Okay, so you recently visited a place unfamiliar to both of us in the land of Dacono, Elf Grill.
I've been there before.
So, what does Elf stand for?
Everybody loves food.
It's such a weird concept.
It's just a diner.
How bad is it?
It's good.
Yeah, better than.
What do you mean? How bad is it? What kind of question is that?
Is it better than
Leading
Rose
question.
Cafe, the ancient Rose Cafe? You remember in
Yeah, it's better than that. Yeah.
Erie?
Yeah. No, it's good.
What about Lucille's? Is it better than Lucille's?
That's a hard, like, how are you going to compare that?
Yeah. What about brunch at 24 Karat?
Well, obviously, it's better. It's worse than that. But
I'm just wondering, is it better than IHOP?
yes,
I love IHOP.
I would say, did you ever eat at the old Pepper Jacks on
Yeah.
52? It's like that.
Okay.
It's like a step above like a true truck diner, a truck stop diner,
Yeah.
but it's just like it's a cafe.
Yeah.
It's a brunch
Are
spot.
the mugs from 1980?
I don't know. I didn't have coffee, so I don't know.
Are the
Probably.
cups? The cups that
No,
plastic?
they were like glass.
Okay.
They were glass, like pint glasses.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was your thing that you had there?
I had the super Reuben. So they have a Reuben, which Reuben is, rye bread,
Yep.
corned beef, or not corned beef. What's the other version?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island.
Yep.
Super Reuben is, instead of sauerkraut, it's coleslaw,
Okay.
and then they add bacon.
Oh, interesting. That's
So
really
it's kind of
interesting.
good.
I've had the at 24 Karat. Have you had the Korean Reuben?
No.
This
Does it have like
thing-
kimchi on it instead
Uh-huh.
of sauerkraut?
Dude, this thing will melt your mind.
That would be good.
Yeah. And it's only limited. They only do it in the summer. It's a
Well,
seasonal
because
type.
24 karat is pretty seasonal.
Yeah. But
Which
it's
is how we all should be eating. We shouldn't be eating like strawberries in December or
yeah,
January.
especially Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of funny though.
Yeah.
So out of 5 minivans, we'll do a full review once I eat there. But
Four minivans.
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Did you see the pancake? What did the pancake look like?
I know it was lunchtime, so everybody was eating
Oh.
lunch.
Okay.
My dad had a big old burrito that was huge,
Mm.
and he got gravy and green chili on it,
Wow.
which sounded weird, but I tried to bite it and it was actually really good.
That's a lot of
And then I had
flavor.
my super Reuben.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. I look forward to trying it someday. So
Yeah,
It's sort of nice to have it pretty close to the neighborhood.
yeah, it's on the west side of Dacono, so it's like closer
Right.
than some of the other options.
I can't tell you how many restaurants have been in that place.
That corner,
Yeah, that for those
Yeah.
years.
yeah.
Super fun.
What's the way Old Town is too? Like
Yeah,
Old Town Erie.
yeah.
24 Karat used to be the Coal Creek Bistro or whatever. It had something.
Oh, really?
It was like Coal Creek something. It had a C.
Huh. I didn't
It
know
wasn't
that.
cafe, but it was something like that. And
Rose.
it was like it was kind of a
Yeah.
trying to be nicer, kind of a bistro, but it didn't.
You know what I've heard we need to eat in Erie that I haven't eaten in years? Is
Huh.
the Rusty Melon.
I went there a while ago with my parents. It was
Huh.
good.
Your parents like these places.
I had fish and chips.
Whoa, you like fish and chips?
I love fish and chips. You
What?
didn't know this about me?
No. That
Oh.
is so strange.
Do you remember back in the day, CB and Potts used to have fish and chips night? It was all you could eat fish and chips.
CB and Potts? What is CB and Potts?
It's like a Yard House or a BJ's.
Oh,
It's like
I didn't know that.
it's like they brew their own beer and then they
Yeah.
also have food or whatever. They used to have it was like Thursday nights or something that was like
Yeah.
all you can eat fish and chips, and that was my jam.
The only I had fish and chips at Long John's growing up with hush puppies with that little crumbs on the bottom.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
And then I had fish and chips in Europe when I lived in Dublin.
Yeah, I love
And that
fish.
was really good.
I'm not a vinegar person though.
Oh, so you don't put the vinegar on?
No, but fish and chips.
Do you put the tartar sauce? Do you
No,
like
I use
tartar?
I use ketchup.
Oh yeah. You're definitely an American fish and
Oh,
chips
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, just put ketchup on it.
That's hilarious.
But I love fish and chips.
Okay, hey, let us know. I'm gonna go to Rusty Melon soon. You gotta let me know what should I get at Rusty
What's your
Melon.
Yeah, what's your go-to? Rusty
Hit us
Melon?
up on Instagram. Just be honest. That's where I pay attention to it.
Yeah,
more.
tag us and we'll tag
Yeah,
us in a
we'll
story
listen.
or whatever.
Hey, also, if it's a hot weekend, it's one of the last ones.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated and
Clear
also
pee, clear often. Right? Is that what you said?
make sure you hit up Sweets this weekend.
Oh yeah, sweets.
Don't forget our sponsor.
What sponsor? Are you getting free ice cream over there?
I'm working a deal.
Oh, you're working a deal. All right.
Sweets, the sponsor.
Hey,
Dad's
that's
of Erie.
episode. I think we're on 96. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, 95 plus 1.
95 plus 1. You know where to find us. At Dads of Erie on Instagram. Dadsoferie at gmail.com.
And like always, hit up our sponsor.
Sweet. Do they know they're our sponsor?
We're working a deal.
Oh, okay. We're working our deal. All right. Thanks for listening.